Hi ho everybody, welcome back to the Critterverse. Today I am going to be making these in Jesmonite, and what these are, it's a green woman and green man medallion, and these are the ones that I made out of resin that you can see, but I want to see about making them in Jesmonite to make them look more stone-like. Lots of detail in these. I absolutely love them. I will put the link to these molds in the description box. This is what they look like. They are rather small. They're 2-inch round molds. So this is what we're doing. So what I am going to do is grab a mixing container of choice. So silicone pot. And we are going to be using our J-Diction Resincrete. There we go, Resincrete. And cracking open a fresh bottle of Walmart's Finest. And these molds don't take much, so I'm going to be putting 20 ml of water in, and then mixing in. Okay, Resincrete is a 3-to-1, so roughly 60 ml of Resincrete, and make a big mess, but that's okay. Messes are fun. Grab my tiny whisk. Squish, squish, squish. Resincrete is very thin. It is on the thinner consistency side. If you haven't used it before, if you have, you know that it does tend to be thinner than other eco-resin alternatives. So we're going to mix that in a little bit, and I am using the Resincrete pigment in deep green and brown. So we're going to see how that goes. Bloop, bloop, 2 of deep green, because this stuff is very pigmented, and 1 of brown. So let's see how that goes. All right, yeah, see, that's what I'm going for. All right, so in these, what I'm going to do, and some people might be like, why are you doing this? Mica powder doesn't stick to ecopores. I know. It doesn't stick as well as a lot of people want it to, but in this case, I'm okay with it not sticking completely. What I want is sort of a patinated effect, you know, like the verdigris almost, although verdigris literally means green gray. I'm going for sort of a aged bronze kind of look, like it's been, like it's copper that's been out in the elements for a while, and you know, aged, weather aged. And I know that not all of this is going to stick, but it's okay, because if you look at aged metal, it's not completely bronze. It's subtly bronzed. It's not all over the place. So if this all does not, and I'm using, just an FYI, I'm using red gold mica powder. So that's what we're gonna do. And our Resincrete is good and mixed. And this is gonna be way too much. Way too much. But you know, we can always find another mold to to put it in. That's always good. You know I've always got a spare mold running around here somewhere. So I'm just going to go in, and since these are so highly detailed, I'm going to pour quite slowly and from a bit of a height, so it has an opportunity to go down into all of those details. And I say quite a bit of a height. I'm about 6 inches above my mold here. Get those poured in. Okay, and I'm not going all the way to the top of the mold. Move that little duder out of the way. Move her into frame. Make sure she's got a lot of detail in her. There's birds and leaves and flowers, and I mean, they both have a lot of detail, but she seems to have a little bit more in her. I absolutely love these. My parents had a very large green man in their garden at their house for as long as I can remember. So these are a bit of nostalgia for me. And actually, I'm almost completely out, so I'll just use the little bit that's left in the pot and just get so I used more than I thought I was going to. So 20 mils of water, 60 mils of Resincrete seems to have been perfect for these two molds. So we'll give them a tap just to get any air out. And this is going to take about 30 minutes, or in my experience, it doesn't take that long. It usually takes about 15 to 20, but I leave it in there for the full 30 minutes just to make sure that everything is good and cured. And now that we've done that, let's get a little bit of a cleanup so you guys don't think that I am a complete animal. And get what bit of wet there is, and let's see how Eva does. Eva. See how Eva does on the Resincrete powder. She's doing pretty good. You know, not great, but at least it gets most of the niblets up. And then we can go through with a wet cloth. Alright. Okay guys, I will let these cure up, and we will see you when we're ready for the demold. Sound good? I think that sounds good. I enjoy talking with you guys. All right. I will see you soon. See ya. Alrighty. It's time to take these little duders out. So it's been about half an hour. Just gonna loosen this up. And see, some of it still, you know, some of the mica powder still stayed in the mold, which I was totally expecting, because mica powder does not like to stick to Jesmonite or Ecopore or Resincrete or eco-alternative resin products. But you see that a lot of it did stay, which is good. So let's see what we got. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks really cool. Let me scooch in here for you. So that's the green man. He turned out wonderfully. You can see all of that detail. All right, let's take a look at our green woman. Oh, she is lovely. Look at that. The birds and the flowers, all the leaves, even that fine detail around the edges. Yeah. That is just gorgeous. Look at that up top. Just beautiful. So yeah, just a quick little project for you here. And if you're wondering how I clean the cup, let me get this out of the way. See, it's all dried up in there. Squish, squish, squish. Eager pour just breaks itself up. Look at that instant terrazzo. And then I'll just dump this out, wipe it with a wet cloth and put it in the trash, because do not put poor products down the sink. They are water activated and they will block up your plumbing worse than if you ate a lot of cheese. So at any rate, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care. Cheers.